Hello and welcome to Lisa Loves. I am escaping the football that is on downstairs. Yes, still. England and Sweden are vying for second, third and fourth place, so yeah, my husband is watching that. This evening it's the final between France and Croatia. Go Croatia! We shall see what happens, but yeah, I'm hiding from the football. So I've done two top 10, well one top 10, one top 20 today, and I'm going to kick off with my top 10 comedy movies. I recently discovered from people in America whose vlogs I watch, I think it was Nightmare Maven, a site called Letterboxd. Letterbox with a D on the end. And this is somewhere where you can record all the movies that you've watched in a diary. You can rate them if you want, you can write little reviews if you want. You can also record top 10s, top anything, whatever. You can have lists, and it's really cool to be able to compile little lists of your top whatever, and check out other people's. So I'd really recommend that site, guys, if you're interested in having a look. I will pop a link in the description below if I remember. If I don't, remind me in the comments and I'll pop the link in. So yeah, I thought I would carry across from the site to you guys couple of top lists of mine. So kicking off with top 10 comedies. So number 1, no Lisa, number 10. I have given to, now this film is not the funniest movie in the world, I just have a real soft spot for it, and people will know exactly why when I tell you it's Wayne's World. That car scene with the headbanging to Bohemian Rhapsody, I've done that so many times. So many times, not when I've been driving, might I add, but that is a staple for rockers growing up. You cannot listen to Wayne's World and not have the head shaking about when that bit comes on. Not Wayne's World, Bohemian Rhapsody. But it's got just so many like swing, foxy, just so many little just quotes, so relatable to people that grew up being into rock music. I feel really nostalgic about that movie. It just makes me feel really warm and comfy when I watch it. So I'm giving number 10 to Wayne's World. Number 9 I'm giving to a movie called In Bruges. This is one that stars Colin Farrell. Excuse me. Yep, Colin Farrell. And the synopsis of this didn't really appeal to me that much, but when I watched it, it really made me laugh. And as anyone that usually watches my videos will know, it's quite hard to make me laugh, but there's a certain genre of comedy that just really hits me and makes me roar, but a lot of movies just don't really do it for me. I find it funnier watching certain people's YouTube channels. Movie Massacre cracks me up. Drewska McGillicuddy cracks me up. I watch those and that makes me laugh, but movies like Blockers and Game Night and the later American Pies, I did like the first one, it just doesn't really do it for me, guys. Scary movie, that sort of, I hate it. Epic movie, don't like it. So In Bruges did really make me laugh. It's also got Peter Dinklage, aka Tyrion from Game of Thrones in. Really funny, really irreverent humour, really made me laugh. So if you haven't seen In Bruges, check it out, it's really good fun. Number 8, everyone has seen this, Tropic Thunder. I find this really funny. Massive cast in this. We've got Robert Downey Jr., we've got Ben Stiller. I really like Ben Stiller. I know a lot of people don't, I do. Tom Cruise plays an awesome role in this. Everyone knows I'm a big Tom Cruise fan. A dying Tom Cruise fan. Most people don't like Tom Cruise. So many people say, yeah, I like these movies, but I don't like Tom Cruise. I'm only judging him as an actor, guys, and I like all of his movies, so that's what I'm going on. Scientology and all that stuff's all very strange and weird, and I don't know an awful lot about it, but it sounds a bit odd to me. But people are entitled to their viewpoints, folks, and he's a fantastic actor, and yeah, he's awesome in Tropic Thunder. He just, his scene in that makes me roar. I love it. Number 7 I've given to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I love this movie. A lot of people, when I speak to them about this, haven't seen it or didn't even realise it was a comedy, or it just doesn't appeal to them. This came out when I was managing a video store. It was a Blockbuster. Well, it's a different branch. It's an Irish version of Blockbuster, which are no more. People don't rent stuff anymore, so we don't have them anymore. But I managed one for about 4 or 5 years, and I loved it. I mean, I was in my element. Absolutely. I'm deviating again. But I saw this movie because we got to take home as many like movies as we wanted each week to watch, because we had to be able to recommend to customers. And I took this home because it was a new movie. It probably wouldn't have appealed to me otherwise, but when I watched it, I loved it. I adored it. It's just a real different spin on humour. George Clooney's in this one. He's the main name, and it's set, I think, in South America. And there's a band in it called the Soggy Bottom Boys, which is just awesome. They do a song called I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow. It maybe isn't called that, but that's the first line of it. But if you haven't seen that, check that out, folks. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is so funny. Number 6 I have given to Shaun of the Dead. Does that really need any more elaboration? Everyone has seen it. It's really funny. It's awesome. My favourite scene from that one is the one where they're throwing records at the zombies and they check to see what artist it is before they throw it and what they're willing to just destroy and what, no, you can't throw that. It's, you know, that cracks me up. Number 5, I cannot say enough good things about this movie. When I first saw this, this was right up near the top of my comedy list, and it's As Good As It Gets, with Jack Nicholson. He is just amazing in this movie. I think he's got some form of OCD, or like he can't step on cracks. He does things a certain amount of times, like switches things on and off and washes his hands a certain amount of times. And this is a movie with, oh, what's her name? Helen Hunt. It came to me. I really like Helen Hunt acting. I find her really honest. I find her really down to earth. I find her a really relatable actress. I just really enjoy watching her. She's just got a depth to her that I really enjoy. And in this movie, these two inadvertently fall in love, and everything about it I love. In that movie, my favourite scene is where she tries to get him dressed up and tries to buy him a suit. And she walks into a shop, and when he looks down, the floor is tiled. This man can't step on lines, and it's just a tiled floor. And just the scene with him looking down at the floor and looking at her, it's just a real grouchy, cantankerous old man with a heart underneath it all. And it's a lovely movie. So if you haven't seen As Good As It Gets, check it out. The top 4, everyone will probably know when I tell you, because I've spoken of them before. Number 4 goes to Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I don't need to go into any detail there. Everyone has seen it. The scene about Those Aren't Pillows, obviously, that's my favourite in the movie. Steve Martin had a run of doing things for a long time where every movie he was in was brilliant and I loved. He just seems to have disappeared. I don't know what happened there. Number 3 goes to Borat. It's a bit different from the others on this list, but it had that shock humour when, like, the wrestling scene at the beginning was just gross. It was grotesque, but it was so funny. And little things in that movie, it's sort of what ties me and my husband together. Not the movie doesn't tie us together, but things that are really obviously meant to be funny that people laugh at aren't the things that crack us up. It's little small things, like when he's showing someone around his village and he's showing them in his house and he's really impressed with all of the stuff in his house and he's pointing at the VCR recorder and he goes, a VCR, record, and it just cracks me and my husband up. I don't know why, it just does. We find it hilarious.
This is a VCR recorded and these play cassettes.
And it's when me and my husband went to Prague on holiday, he spent the whole time walking around talking as Borat, and it just made me laugh from start to finish of that trip, because he does a really good impression of Borat. Pamela Anderson's in that as well. So yeah, Borat, love it. It's one of those ones that people either love or hate. We love it. Number 2 goes to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, another Steve Martin classic, with Michael Caine. Adore it, adore everything about it. I saw that when I was quite young. I would have been in my early teens when I saw that, and it's just stayed right up there at the top of my list all those years. Ruprecht the Monkey Boy, awesome, just ingenious. The cork on the fork, oh, love it. May I go to the bathroom? And then he proceeds to sit there on the seat and wait, and yeah, funny. Number 1 goes to, no surprise, See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I saw this at a very similar time to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, so I think See No Evil, Hear No Evil came out first, and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels came out not that long after. And those two movies, and that was when I was, I don't know, 13 or 14? And now, and I'm much older, they're still at the top of my list. They haven't been surpassed yet in all those years. I love it. My favourite scenes in that are there's the cones, ice cream cones on the head. There's the fight in the bar where the deaf man is trying to tell the blind man where to punch, and it's like 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and he's Richard Pryor's blindly punching nowhere. The scene about mens rea, oh my goodness, that still makes me laugh. Fuzzy Wuzzy Was a Woman, the scene where he won't look at the camera and they're trying to get him to face front. It's everything about, this scene where one of them's walking down the road trying to make as much noise with his feet so the blind guy can follow him, just the way he's walking. Everything. That movie from start to end just cracks me up. It's just a shame Kevin Spacey's in it, really. That's one of the only downsides. So yeah, that is my top 10 comedy films of all time, folks. As I always say, I'd be really interested to see everyone else's. I know some people, Jason and the Horror Man especially, love to do top 10s. You've maybe done these before, maybe I haven't seen them, maybe before I started on YouTube, but I invite anyone else to do any top 10 of any description because I love to see them. I love to see people's answers. And if there's any that you guys would like me to do, anything you're interested in, it can be anything, let me know and I'll get on with it, I'll do it. So that's that list done for today. I'm off to move on to top 20 horror movies and hope my iPhone storage lets me do so. It's over and out from Lisa Loves.